You may have noticed on your property some small areas of erosion forming, but there are some simple and relatively affordable ways of dealing with these problems yourself. Straw bales and coir logs are handy tools in the management of small-scale erosion. You can use these materials either to slow water flow and capture sediment, or divert water flow around an eroding area. Straw bales are a good product to use as they don't generally contain seed. This reduces the risk of spreading weeds. Coir logs are a product that is made from coconut fibre, which is biodegradable. Coir logs are great as they are flexible and versatile for use in a range of situations. You can get these materials at your local rural or landscaping store, and the materials are very standard. Another material that you may already have available on your property is fallen timber and debris.
We're using woody debris here to cover a bare area, and this will help to encourage ground covers to grow, keep grazing mouths off the new plants that are germinating. It will help catch sediment, create its own little microclimate underneath, and we should see a lot of new growth come along.
Straw bales and coir logs are simple to install, and most people with a few basic tools and skills can install them themselves. Now let's consider what you'll need. You'll need to purchase the bales or logs, hardwood stakes approximately 60 to 80 centimetres in length, seed or plants, and have a sledgehammer and shovel. When handling the coir logs and straw bales, it's recommended you wear appropriate clothing and protective equipment. The quantity of materials you'll need will vary depending on the issue you're looking to address. So some simple planning to assess the site before you begin purchasing materials will help you meet your objectives. Small nick points like these, if left untreated, will continue to erode upstream and in the process become deeper and wider, exposing the subsoil. If using straw bales, place your bales end to end around the head cup to protect it from any flowing water. Make sure there are no gaps between your bales and that they extend far enough out so the water moves away from the area you are protecting. To secure your bales in place, hammer in 2 pegs per bale. And if you're using coir logs to divert water around an eroded area, you'll need to undertake some simple preparation of the spot where you want to install the logs, and that'll probably mean shoveling out a shallow trench or a space in which you'll fit your logs. Once the coir logs are in place, they'll need to be secured with hardwood stakes either side of the logs. For a 3-metre log, hammer in about 3 pegs on each side and space the pegs out, 3 along the back and 3 along the front. Or pull a little mesh out and put the pegs between the mesh and the log. You can also use these same products to slow the water flow and capture sediment. In this situation, we're using coir logs as a sediment trap, and as the slopes get a little bit steeper, your structures will need to be placed closer together. To help you establish ground cover, you might like to broadcast seed around the affected area. If the vegetation is native, then broadcast a sterile cover crop such as rye corn. If you're in an area of introduced plant species, then you might want to consider the species present and look to replicate what's already present on the site, and at the same time being mindful of the weed risks. You can also plant tube stock or seedlings in combination with structures. And be sure to periodically check your structures, especially after heavy rain, and carry out any necessary maintenance. To get the most of your new structures, you should remove pressure from stock and vehicles around your eroded area, and this may include fencing. This will allow ground cover to establish and reduce stock impacts, and it will create a vegetation buffer to slow surface water runoff and trap fine sediments.